Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're going to take a look at the Grizzly G0555X 14-inch extreme bandsaw. This is called an extreme bandsaw because they have a G0555 unit that has quite a few less upgrades on this. They took the 555s, beefed it up, added a whole bunch of things to it, and this is the extreme version. So, 14-inch bandsaw. That means from the back of the blade guard back here to the edge of the blade, you're looking at 13.5 inches of cut. So it's rounded up to 14 inch, but that's very standard. This unit, the 555X, has a 1.5 horse motor. That's a very large motor. It comes pre-wired at 110 volts, but you can wire it to 220. That's a great option to have because it's going to run at a lower power. It's easier on the motor. And so if you've got 220 in your shop, that's great. If you don't, you can still run it on 110. And if you do get 220 later on, you could upgrade it and change it out. Very simple to do. It's in the manual. I like that feature on my tools. And where this is going to live, I have a 110. I don't have 220 there now. I don't know if I'm going to get it, so I know I can still use it. That's a great option. This unit, very, very quiet. Runs extremely smooth. Before we go any farther, if you see this unit shaking at all, that's because I have it on a mobile base so I can turn it around, and that's going to make it a little less stable. This unit is, I believe, 268 pounds, 63 pounds, something like that. Very heavy unit, so when it sits in the place it's going to live, it sits very stable. And this thing is so vibration free, it's unbelievable. It runs so smooth. Very quiet, very, very quiet. Everything is smooth. We looked at another unit recently, and this plastic guard in the back, there is some vibration, and your belt and your bandsaw blade would hit this thing and make all kinds of noise. This one does not do it. It runs so smooth. And one of the main reasons are these aluminum wheels are CNC balanced. They're machined and very, very smooth running. There's a urethane band around the wheel too, which helps your bandsaw blade track well. Same thing on the bottom. It has a nice belt system. Very visually pleasing unit too. It is extremely nice looking. The paint job's great on it. The casting is very smooth. They went through and they finished this off really nice. There is a little nameplate on the front here which gives you your information on the unit. It's really nice to see. It's right up front. Tells you 1.5 horse motor, 110 pre-wired. Tells you how many amps. Tells you blade speeds, 3,000 feet per minute. Blade length, 92.5 inches to 93.5 inches. Blade sizes from 1/8 inch to 3/4 inch. So all your information is right here. Yep, total weight 236 pounds. So I was off there, not 268. 236. Now the G0555, when I was looking that unit up, considerably lighter, like 160 some pounds. So with this unit, not only does it have a larger motor, it's heavier because of the stand, this extra cast iron plate in the back here, which makes your table very large. It also has an adjustable light, which the G500 does not, or G055 does not. It's very nice to be able to move your light wherever you want it, and this thing moves around extremely well. Would have been nice if that was an LED light, but again, as it is, it's really nice. I like how that thing actually functions. One downside, and it's just the nature of the beast here, with this being able to be wired for 220, you can't have this light as part of the cord. So there's 2 cords with this unit. Not a terrible thing, but you need to make sure that you have an outlet space for that cord. This unit also, let's spin it around and take a look at the back, because there's something significant back here. As you can see, the back of this unit very, very nicely done. Your adjustment for your bearings rolling up and down are on a quick turn knob here, and you slide it up and down. I wish this was, you could dial it up and down rather than loosening it and moving it by hand. I'll get used to that, but that's not something that was on my old saw. Now, the blade change on this, quick and easy. Usually on a regular saw, lower end saw, you're gonna have to loosen the blade tension, bring it all the way down, take your blade off, tighten it all the way up. With this, you have a quick release knob. You knock that up, that drops that top wheel, and you can go ahead and replace your blade, put it on, lock her back into place, and adjust your tension right there. Quick and easy. The easier that you make a change on a tool change, the more likely you're going to use it. More often than not on my old one, I'd be using a 3/8 inch blade, and I'd be trying to make too tight of turns because I didn't want to go through the hassle of adjusting everything. With that being said, your bearing guides and your thrust bearing, you need to adjust those when you adjust your blades too. And if that's difficult, that's probably not going to happen. You're going to have blade drift, wreck your blades, whatever it may be. The adjustments on this unit is extremely easy. There is a thumb knob here, and this little dial will move your bearings in or out. Also, if you loosen this Allen screw and you turn this little collar, that'll bring your blades in or out. So, and your thrust bearing in the back here is very easy to change, similar to this one right back here, and very easy changes. So there's no reason not to make those changes. Same with the lower bearings. Those are actually pretty easy to get to. With some of the units, that can be the hardest part of it, is getting to these lower bearings. Not bad here. Table tilt. I believe it's 10 degrees to back and 45 degrees forward. And there's also a pin back here that keeps this table flat with your back table. That's the hardest adjustment on this whole saw, is making these two very smooth across here and parallel, level. I get levels what I'm looking for. And if you can get that done, which is the hardest part, not incredibly hard, but is the most difficult part of the assembly. Once you get that set, there's a stop down here that you can bring up to the back of this table. So if you tilt it 45 degrees, you come back, it goes back to level with this all the time. Something important. Something I learned just recently, this little knob in the front, this little pin, I never could see a point. I could not figure out why this was here. And I did some reading and found out that when you put your blade in through this slot, and you need it, that's why you need this here, you need to replace this pin, because this pin is interlocking these two sections of table and keeping them flat. If you take this out over time, these could warp, or one be higher than the other, and change off the level of your table, which is very important. You want this cast iron table to stay as level as possible. Also, another thing in the back, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. If not, I'll put an overlay. But this base is a solid base that has storage, and that's oftentimes wasted space on a bandsaw. The G0555 does not have this base. It has the open leg base, and this one I believe is like 50 pounds on its own, and very, very nicely done. And it's going to be a great place to store the accessories when not in use. And when I mean accessory, I'm talking about the Resaw fence that comes with it. Now, if you're ever going to get into resawing, you need support all the way at the top. This small little fence just isn't going to cut it, especially if you're resawing a log. So this is not available on the G0555 either, but this is a great upgrade, especially if you buy the riser kit for this unit. I don't think I've touched on that yet. The number one reason why I like this saw is this is a saw that you could start off with as a 6-inch resaw, because that's what it comes, that's what it will do. And for most beginners, 6 inches is perfectly fine. The only thing is if your skill level grows and you get into more stuff, like you buy a lathe and you start turning and you're taking logs or larger wood and you need to resaw them down, make some thin strips, 6 inches isn't a lot. And a lot of the times you have to jump up to a 17-inch saw that is going to cost you a great deal more money just so you can get that 12-inch resaw. But Grizzly has a riser kit. This riser kit will raise this whole unit another 6 inches, and it works on the G555 and the G55X. So it works on both units, and the whole kit is very impressive. It's got aluminum blade guard back here versus this plastic. So this one comes off, the aluminum goes into place. All the parts that you need are here with the unit. And just to give you an idea that in order to go from this 6-inch resaw capability to a 12-inch resaw capability, it's less than $100. So if you start off with this unit or the G555 and your skills grow and you decide you need more resaw capability and just be able to cut some logs, cut some things down, you can turn this from a 6-inch to a 12-inch resaw for under $100. Now if you jump from this unit to a 17-inch unit, you're talking several $100s more. So the adjustability of this unit and have it be able to grow with you is just incredible. I wish I would have started off that way. My first saw was a 12-inch. It had limited resaw capability. It was much smaller here. And it was a short period of time before I was running into all kinds of problems. I couldn't cut this board because it would hit back here. I couldn't resaw a piece of wood when I got my lathe. It wasn't tall enough. It became kind of a useless tool for me. And I hope no one falls into that same issue that I did, because it's terrible to learn the hard way of what you need and what you're going to grow into. So hopefully you're thinking of these things when you're looking for one. Now, never seeing Grizzlies out in stores and have my hands on it, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to get and how well constructed this unit was going to be and how well it ran. I've heard great things about them, but never had my hands on one before. And I have to say, without a doubt, this is the best bandsaw I've ever used. I love it. This is going to be my everyday working bandsaw probably for either forever or until it dies. But with this unit, 1.5 horses, I have enough power to handle anything. 3/4 inch blade that I can run on it. I can resaw just about anything I want. Riser kit, which as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to be tearing this thing apart, putting the riser kit on, and going back to work with it. So hopefully this helps you out, gets you an opportunity to see the Extreme G0555X 14-inch bandsaw. And have any questions, please leave them down in the comments or jump over on our forum at WorkshopAddict.com. Talk to us about it. Let us know what you think about Grizzly tools. If you've got any experience, if you have any, do you like them? What would you like to see different? For this unit, very, very little things that I would improve on. I'd add a clip in the back to get this light cord out of the way. Other than that, I'll use a zip tie. And the only other thing I would say, and this is such small things, is maybe a little holder in the back here for the Allen wrench to use to adjust on your saw. That way it's there and you don't have to go find it. Can't get much more minor than that. So stop over the forum, let us know what you think, drop some comments, and keep an eye out for some more reviews. And until we talk to you later, see ya.